So it is time for my February mid-month check-in. Again, the whole purpose of these check-ins is to keep me on track and keep me honest in terms of how my spending is going for the month. So here is my February bill tracker page, essentially. So I'm going to go ahead and check off all of these bills that have been paid thus far. All of my bills, all my online bills have essentially been paid for the month. All that's left is going to be one program on Monday and then my final Roth IRA withdrawal. Looking pretty good. Hopefully my checking account will reflect this by the end of the month and I don't go crazy doing other spending. But this is my monthly view, and I really do like this color coding. I think it's really cool and I like the way it looks. It's fun to look at. It makes me really happy and it makes me motivated to try to stay on track. So moving on, let's take a peek. I ended up writing in my February goals. So my top goals are to use cash envelopes for categories I overspend in, and that is usually food and miscellaneous items. No fast food for 20 days in February. It's February 16th as I'm recording this, and I probably only have 2 more days I can eat out in February, but we shall see. And then save and invest the equivalent of 2 paychecks. So I filled in also, I have this bill tracker. I put in the main hard deadline bills that will be due through the month, the category, when they're due, if it was paid, and then what type it is. So these guys are manual. I didn't write it in, but I was just trying to decide what to call them. The rest are all auto draft from my checking account. And then this one is an international company, so I wasn't quite sure if there was going to be a different conversion, so I waited on that one, but it'll be coming out Monday. Here's the actual monthly check-in, or mid-month check-in rather. What we have here is I had my monthly budget, everything that I budgeted, and I calculated this all in Excel. And then I have a mid-month column, an actual column, and the difference. So I got my paychecks, those have been received, so I put them in mid-month and in actual, and the difference is 0. I also got my tax refund, that's 0. And then I just totaled up what I had in this column so you can see the income I've had thus far for this month. So I added that up, and then I went down the list and I filled in based on what I saw in every dollar and what I saw in my cash envelope spending, and figured out what my spending was for each of these categories as of February 15th. Then I went through and I highlighted all the areas where I was technically over budget. And so in that case, I had to take out a money order to pay rent this month because the online system wasn't up yet. So my bank charged me $2 fee, so I added a $2 fee, but really I just needed a separate category. But anyway, so that put me $2 over my estimated housing budget. Then my miscellaneous lifestyle, I was actually good until Friday at 4 o'clock. I saw the Passion Planner was doing a super sale. It was a pure impulse buy, but because I'm actually tracking it here and on paper, I can't just go onto every dollar and adjust it and pretend like I'd actually budgeted $150 when I really only budgeted $100. So having this on paper is keeping me honest, and now I know I really shouldn't spend anything more in this category, and if I do, it needs to be because I went and I sold something and I brought in more income to cover that expense. The last bits were for a wedding gift. There was an extra fee I didn't account for paying online, and then my giveaway, I forgot that I was going to do a gift card. And so I had accounted for the shipping, but not the gift card. So altogether that put me over just a little bit. And then I also went and I put these little red dots on categories that I think I will overspend in. And so dates, as you can see, 49 out of $50 right there, and eating out 35 out of 50. So not too bad, but given that there's still 2 weeks left, that's a little bit high. Then on this page, nothing to pay for insurances or anything like that this month. So far, no other random categories. I guess I could have put that bank fee here, but I didn't think about it. Then I have all my sinking funds. I just put in my starting balance. I don't really like how this looks. I think I will do something different for next month. And then last but not least, I wrote in the mid-month expenses. So these expenses are also including all of my savings. Basically, this little spot, I want it at the end of the month to equal 0. I want it to be a zero-based budget. So that's that. Let's take a look at how my trackers are coming along. So this is my expense tracker for my checking account. I think the row height is good. I think this is good for me, and I like having 2 spots for payment and deposit where I can put the dollars and cents. It looks cleaner that way. I think I almost want to do that for balance next time around, have 2 spots. I think the subcategory is a little small. I might want to make that bigger next time and maybe make these guys a little bit smaller, but otherwise looks good. And then if you look down here, you see the balance hasn't been updated. That's because these things were paid online, and so my checking account, it just hasn't cleared yet. It hasn't shown up yet. And so once that's cleared, I will update the balances. So that's that. And then finally, I have my cash envelopes tracker. Cash envelopes, so far so good. The only issue is for some of these categories. So if you look here, no, that was for Valentine's Day. I need to update that. But right here, so $53 I spent grocery shopping, but I had also gone grocery shopping and I used my credit card because I hadn't brought my cash envelope for groceries, and so I just used my card. So what I need to do is pull out, let's see, $24 from here. But then the other issue I don't think I actually have, let's see, I have $25. I don't have the exact change to pull out, but what I really should do is just pull that out of here and then deposit it back or use it for like savings or some sort. Basically, I didn't want to be double dipping. I didn't want to have, say, $50 in here, but I had spent $30 online. So really, I only have $20 left in my miscellaneous category. But if I had an envelope with $50 in it, I'd probably spend the $50. So what I was trying to do was pull out any money I had done online transactions, and that way I would deposit it into the bank. My balances on my envelopes look really weird, but at the end of the day, the money I have in here matches this current balance, and then all I need to do is, like, I've overspent for this, so I really should take out this $3, put that somewhere else, and I really should take out the $24 that I had spent on my credit card out of this one, put that off to the side. That way I'm not tempted to double dip and overspend and dip and, use money from here that technically I had already used. Anyways, this is my first month using cash envelopes. I will say it does make me pause and it makes me hesitate and think about what I want to purchase. So that has been very good. I just need to challenge myself to either think really hard before I leave, my house in the morning and decide, am I going to the grocery store? If so, take my grocery envelope. If not, then I'm not going to stop on the way home and use my credit card because I don't have that. So learning how to make my schedule work and deciding which envelopes I want to take is definitely going to be a learning curve, but I think it is really good and I would like to continue doing it. And then let's see, I will say I think I'm doing okay. I'm definitely not going to overspend. Worst case scenario, something like I have overspent in some of these categories, so I will have to take it away. I will have to not spend as much on other random things, or I will not get to put as much away in saving. It's gonna be, I put away $100 instead of $127, or I put away $1,000 instead of $1,200 if I mess up in some of these other areas. But I definitely can still see that miscellaneous spending. That miscellaneous spending is my problem area for sure. I just use that miscellaneous stuff for so many things, and it doesn't help to have cash envelopes for miscellaneous expenses if I'm just gonna go online shopping. So that is something I need to figure out how to address. And then the eating out, like I said, I'm kind of borderline on there, and that's just a behavioral change that I need to do. But anyways, that is my budget review, and I think I know it's only a couple weeks in February, but I probably will stick with these printables just because there's so much more space, especially with the trackers, and it's nice. If I mess up really, really badly, I could always just go reprint one of these pages and redo it. But yeah, that is it for now. Let me know if you have any questions either about using these kind of expense trackers, doing a paper budget, using cash envelopes. I'm here to help. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon.